Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I found it very interesting. Actually, I was watching a video on YouTube, and this sister wearing niqab, mashallah, she was talking about how strange things are right now because of the COVID-19 situation. She mentioned about the head covering. People are wearing masks. People are actually wearing scarf. In fact, Donald Trump, he encouraged people to wear a scarf.
Well, I understand there's an issue with supply.
That's right.
If there wasn't
this
enough,
way. You can use a scarf. A scarf is, a lot of people have scarves, and you can use a scarf. Scarf would be very good.
He pretty much pointed towards the hijab, full hijab, but the only thing that he missed really is that he did not mention the word by name, hijab. That's the only thing he missed. But other than that, everything that he said was referring directly to hijab. We have also casinos, clubs, nightclubs, everything closed. So obviously these are haram. Alcohol consumption in some countries are actually illegal right now because of the virus. In some countries, hijab, the one that we just talked about, in some countries you actually have to have hijab, otherwise you'll be fined. Right now, if you go outside without proper covering, then you'll be fined. SubhanAllah, just few months ago, in those same countries like Austria, France, if you would go outside wearing hijab, you'll be fined. Now, if you don't wear it, you'll be fined.
For the time being, though, she's just going to the tax office to pay her fine with the niqab Zorro. En route, we walked past about 20 police. So that little road test of the niqab ban in France was an eye-opener. Manu almost walked into those 4 officers on the street, and all she got was a prolonged stare.
So, subhanAllah, things are really different. And the other thing that she also mentioned is about the interest rate of the bank, because we know riba is haram in Islam. She was saying that now the banks, the central bank or the national bank, whatever it is, government banks, they are actually cutting interest rate to 0. So you don't have to pay any interest rate if you take any loan from the banks right now. And also, obviously, with the credit card thing, you are actually waived, the fees are waived, and so many things are also happening. So, subhanAllah, if you take a look at the whole picture of what is happening right now, you see that people are more adapting towards the religion of Islam, the Islamic way of life. And this is what she was saying, that people now are being forced by Allah, by nature, by this COVID-19, to follow the religion of Allah Azza wa Jal. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned about food and drinks, things like that. He said, eat and drink, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا, whatever you eat and drink, in a halal and tayyiban. It has to be halal, and also it has to be good. The other thing that I also wanted to mention to you guys, this is very important, is because if you look at the Quran, okay, the reason I want to mention is because if you look at the Quran, you will find I have very explicitly referring to the disbelievers, not all of them, some of them, who doesn't like Islam, who want to put out the light of Allah Azza wa Jal. So for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that yuriduna liyutfi'u nur Allah biafwahihim wallahu mutimmu nurihi walau karihal kafirun, that even though these believers, they want to put out the light of Allah with their mouth, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will perfect His light, means Islam. So subhanAllah, the more you go against Islam, the more you try to push it away, the more you show hatred and dislike, it always backfires for some reason. If you take a look at 9/11, after that happened, how many people converted to Islam? Like thousands of people converted to Islam. In fact, even today, because of that incident, even today you'll find people who are converting to Islam because of 9/11. And right now, after inshallah this whole thing is over, the coronavirus, I am hopeful that we'll probably see a lot of people coming to Islam, because hopefully inshallah through this kind of videos they'll find out that in fact if they were following the Islamic way of life, they could have been protected, and hopefully they will see that beauty from this crisis situation about Islam, inshallah, and then maybe we will have more people coming to Islam, inshallah. So interesting thing happening right now. We talk about Dajjal and things like that. Well, the end of time coming, but at the same time, the power of Islam, the power of religion, the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, only religion, inna dina inda Allahi Islam, that the only religion that is acceptable to Allah Azza wa Jal is Islam. So the power, the dominance, the simple, straightforward way of life is always going to be there, and is always going to be coming back to people's life, and people will always come to this realization that indeed this is way showed by Allah Azza wa Jal himself. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing, like this video, share this video, and I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum.